No love lost. The public feud between Senator Tuberville and former CIA Chief General Hayden, quite understandably, with one carrier group already in the Mediterranean anchored off Israel and unconfirmed chatter about another being sent, all while the U.S. Navy doesn't have a chief of naval operations. Senator Tommy Tuberville, R.Al., has made a lot of enemies in Washington. His permanent hold on officer promotions because of the military's policy to provide reproductive services for the many women putting their lives on the line for this country has done nothing but hinder our defense. Time equals 400 ms greater than by continuing to do so, he may drive women out of the service, and we lose some of our finest service members. We lose the cost of training them. And we lose invaluable institutional memory. Tuberville's recalcitrance is made far worse by not having a functioning House of Representatives to get money to Ukraine and Israel, where lives and democracy are on the line. General Michael Hayden is a former director of the CIA and NSA. He has passed more background checks for mental stability than perhaps anyone in the nation. He has been certified as mentally stable, and he's furious with Senator Tommy Tuberville. Having served in and alongside the military for decades, he might also be a little angry about Tuberville's dripping racism. We don't tolerate death threats coming from Trump, or anyone. So we'd be unbelievably partisan and hypocritical if we supported Hayden's tweet concerning Tommy Tuberville, the white nationalist who isn't necessarily stable, so no. We don't support that tweet, and he should delete it, but filing a police report? By one of Trump's biggest supporters? By a guy who voted against chairman of the Joint Chiefs General, C.Q. Brown Jr., because the chairman talked about racial stuff. There is one other critical difference. The left doesn't have an army that has already shown itself to relish political violence as a tool. Michael Hayden and the left are not a threat to Tuberville. It is another example of the far right's inability to unite. As one nation, a nation that can put politics aside when it comes to Ukraine and Israel as Joe Biden has done. The president gave a powerful speech from the White House today without once mentioning anything about American politics, only the affirmation that the United States, including Senator Tuberville, stands behind Israel. Time equals 400 ms greater than the only possible positive outcome coming from Tuberville's report to the police is the opportunity to deluge Tuberville's office with questions about whether he fully supports General Milley filing a police report against Donald Trump or whether he supports Judge Engoron's law clerk filing a police report against Donald Trump. Time equals 400 ms greater than he should be asked if he supports Ruby Freeman in her lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani and whether Donald Trump should be charged with a misdemeanor threat. He should be asked if he backs Jack Smith's prosecution of Donald Trump when he knowingly unleashed people with weapons on the Capitol, shouting, "Hang Mike Pence." Meanwhile, Tuberville should be asked daily about why he insists on weakening the United States Defense Department as a one-man opposition force, when some in his party insist that Hamas sleeper cells have crossed the southern border and are apparently still asleep. Time equals 400 ms greater than. But if America were to be attacked, there would likely be some kind of show of force. And we'd be doing it with people still unsure of what policies they can and cannot implement until they are confirmed. While we will never wish death on anyone, that's very different than promising not to mourn a few heart attacks suffered by people who pose a genuine threat to 238 years of democracy in this country. Tuberville is one of those men. The military holds aside. One man brought the House of Representatives to a halt. One man has brought hundreds of promotions to a halt. And one man is promising to bring democracy to a halt. God help us all. And, as Joe Biden regularly says, and may God protect our troops. It wouldn't take an act of God to show them some support now. Time equals 400 ms greater than. I can be reached at jasonmichiak@gmail.com and on Twitter at @jasonmichiak. Editor's note. This is an opinion piece reflecting the opinion of the author alone. Jason Michiak. Jason Michiak is an associate editor and opinion writer for Occupy Democrats. He's a Canadian-American who grew up in the Pacific Northwest. He is a trained attorney, but for the last 5 years, he's devoted his time to writing political news and analysis. He enjoys life on the Gulf Coast as a single dad to a 15-year-old daughter. Hobbies include flower pots, cooking, and doing what his daughter tells him they're doing. Sign up to get all of my posts by email right here. Latest posts.